We have a lot to talk with you about today. You clearly have noticed that Donald Trump is taking a thrashing from the media, from fellow Republican presidential candidates, from the Republican machinery, from the White House, from Hillary, all because he said something that I say on this show regularly, and that is this: just stop Muslims temporarily from coming into the country who are not U.S. citizens. Stop giving them visas until we can fix our immigration policy. That's it. The 2 Boston bombers were here legally. The woman who was the murderer out in California, she was here legally, the Muslim woman. Okay? Most of the hijackers from 9/11 were here legally. This is so horrible. No one has ever done anything like this before. Yes, we actually have. President Rosevelt, if my memory is correct, when World War II started, he put an immediate halt, on all Italians, all Japanese, all Germans coming to this country. Period. Didn't matter what they said, didn't matter if they hated Hitler or they said they hated it. It did not matter. You cannot come in right now. Sorry, the door is closed to you. Why? That's racism. Oh, no, wait, it's xenophobia. No, that's German phobia. No, it's common sense. We don't know who they are. They could easily be coming here to do us harm, Roosevelt said. So we're just not letting any of them in. The end. No one is berating him now for that. He has gotten some bad press for having internment camps, which, frankly, he probably should have had bad press over that. But he locked up, some 20,000 Japanese who were here in the country. Ultimately, the federal government had to pay money to the survivors of the victims of that. Some of them may have still been alive when those checks were cut. But I digress. The point is, we've done it before. Now, let me tell you what's going on, all right? Just setting aside for a moment what Trump said. And by the way, I hope that you've actually seen what he said. This came from first an interview on Face the Nation on this past Sunday. And then it was also, he doubled down. He did an interview with Barbara Walters, and I saw portions of that. It was great. I'm sorry, it was great. But setting that aside, let me tell you what's going on. The Republican machinery is frantic to find anything they can latch on to get Trump to collapse. He's been holding steady at about a third. A third of the Republican primary voters are saying they're going to vote for him. And it keeps inching up. It went down a couple points at one point, but it keeps inching up. His closest contender is down 20 points in some polls. All right? So as we approach Iowa and New Hampshire and South Carolina, there is pandemonium type panic in the Republican machinery because they don't own him. They can't bully him. Friends, listen to me. If Donald Trump wins the nomination and then becomes the president of the United States, it is an earthquake of epic proportions for the Republican machinery. The moneyed class, the donors, it's a huge upset. To the consultants who make big money running these campaigns, writing stupid, inane speeches, stupid, inane sound bites, okay? Can you imagine Speaker Ryan? What will he do? He's a part of the problem. Billy Bob, play that clip for me. Play that clip.
Normally, I do not comment on what's going on in the presidential election. I will take an exception today. This is not conservatism. What was proposed yesterday is not what this party stands for, and more importantly, it's not what this country stands for. Not only are there many Muslims serving in our armed forces, dying for this country, there are Muslims serving right here in the House, working every day to uphold and to defend the Constitution. some of our best and biggest allies in this struggle and fight against radical Islamic terror are Muslims. The vast, 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 vast majority of whom are peaceful, who believe in pluralism, freedom, democracy, individual rights.
All right, do you see? Let's just analyze some of this. That these are not Republican principles. Who says, Ryan? You? You're not a Republican, conservative. You keep giving money to Planned Parenthood, killing babies. You're not a conservative. What do you know about conservative principles? You haven't called for the impeachment of the judges who have literally committed a coup d'etat, have taken over the government, forcing homosexual marriage on everyone. What do you know about conservative principles? And furthermore, talk about mix and match, bait and switch. He's not talking about the Muslims that work with you. He's talking about Muslims from other countries, okay? And oh, by the way, does anyone here remember that Nadal Hassan, the psychiatrist who killed all those people at Fort Hood, he was in the military? Does anyone remember in 2003 that there was a sergeant who is about to be executed? He was in the army in Iraq, and he threw hand grenades into 3 different tents. He shot a man and killed him in the back. He killed another man with a hand grenade. And he was yelling, you are raping our women. We will not let you come to our lands. Yeah, he was a Muslim in the army who committed an act of terrorism against U.S. soldiers. So if I was Ryan, I wouldn't be too proud about talking about the fact that there are about 5,000 Muslims in the U.S. military right now. Because we've already seen 2 go off the rails that are in my immediate memory and kill fellow soldiers, okay? We don't know how many of them are just waiting for the moment. We don't know. Maybe no more. I doubt it. I've got to take a break. I want to continue talking about Ryan and what this is all about, and Hillary. And we've got a clip from Jerry Falwell Jr., which is just wonderful. And we will play some clips of Obama, the false prophet, Obama the false prophet, defending the false prophet. I'll be right back.